So I'm back again. And last time around, I was talking about the other elements of watching Chinese costume dramas or Asian costume dramas that have kept me hooked. You got the wardrobe, the wars, wuxia, and some of the 1 hour movie or movie productions. But my preference are the television shows, Dianxi Jianmu, that go on for 40, 50, 60 plus episodes because of character development. And as I've stated before, and I'm holding true to this, it has to be about the storyline, the relatability, and the effectiveness of the characters and how they're portrayed. If you want to keep me watching, which these Chinese costume dramas do, got to have an excellent storyline with relatability, but also believability. But as I shared last time around, there were some other things that I had never really considered when watching a television show or a movie. I really never paid attention to the wardrobe, wuxia, war, or really the length in terms of 1 hour production. But last time around, I talked about that the wardrobes are so fabulous in the productions that I've seen that it actually, after watching Ruyi's Royal Love in the Palace, I went and started researching and then started finding out, oh my goodness, this not only is the history of a lot of these productions real, but in order to make the programming even more believable, the costume designers, wardrobe designers actually reference the wardrobes that were worn during those eras. And as I've also shared before, a lot of these are labeled as fictionalized dramas, which means they're based on history somewhere along the line. And so it's kind of intriguing because it has me going back and doing some research. But I wanted to just mention, because last time I talked about wardrobe, this time I want to mention wars. I have never been into war movies. I can remember decades ago going to watch an American movie. I was younger, called Apocalypse Now. And I know it got rave reviews, but I just was not into wars. But now, flash forward decades, and here I'm watching Chinese costume dramas, and most of them have wars in it. But here's what's interesting. When you look at people in life, regardless of your status in society, there is a reason why a war erupts. Now, we can say it's for power, money, fame, and fortune, but often at the root of a war, it's about a relationship with someone. And a lot of times, and I don't want to oversimplify this, but I do want to tell you, when it boils down, there's a relationship issue that has gone sour that erupts in a war. And you'll see it, and it's played out. You can't play it out really in an hour or 30-minute program, but you see the evolution. And in a lot of the Chinese costume dramas, the relationships are about filial piety, which I had to learn. I didn't even know what filial meant, but it's about the relationship between children and their parents and the respect for elders. And so when those relationships go wrong or someone else outside the family does them wrong, then it comes down to vengeance. And we know God says, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. But nonetheless, there's vengeance steaming through the minds and the bloodstream of people, and they erupt in war. But here's the other thing. I don't want to be all doom and gloom. A lot of the production, I'm just stunned by, these are television programs that are war programs, but the choreography, the storyline behind them, this is phenomenal. So I'm going to give you just four, because there's so many, but These were riveting. I watched them early on, so I'll share them. Three Kingdoms. Now, Three Kingdoms is a 2010 movie, and for some people's standard, that's old. To me, it's all new for me. But I gotta mention something else. The cast is typically lined up not just with one star celebrity, but just with a host of awesome performers. So the camera is not always in the face of one celebrity. It is about the lives of other people around the main characters. And sometimes the storylines are so well developed that you have many more than just one story or one person being focused on. But I'm probably going to mess up his name. Forgive me, because I'm learning Mandarin and Lord knows I'm not fluent yet. But Chen Daoming, Ruby Lin, Peter Ho, and that's why I don't like really doing reviews about the actors and actresses, because I'm bound to leave someone out. This was a star-studded lineup. When I say star-studded, I mean they perform those roles par excellence, not shoddy. And there's a lot of them in one production, but Three Kingdoms. And then 2012, I actually watched them reverse, but 2012, The King's War brought back a lot of that cast, but then the lead, Chen Daoming, phenomenal character development where he evolves into a king. Again, remember what I said, fictionalized truth. So stories based on true dynasties, true people, etc. King's War. And I looked at these productions and I'm saying, they spare no expense. They spare no expense. Every aspect, every detail is phenomenal. So that's two of them. Let me mention a couple others. Oh my goodness. Qin Dynasty Epic with Edward Chang and Chu Chu. Chu Chu is the female lead. The caliber, the overall production, the storyline, but Qin Dynasty, even newer. It was made in 2020. So by some standards, that's newer. To me, I don't even care if it was made in 1980. To me, it's all new. It's what I'm coming across is phenomenal. And then I'm just going to tell you about a fourth one. And please, I'm not saying these are the only ones, but just four that I immediately wanted to share with you. And the fourth one is The Longest Stay in Cheyenne. Again, it took a different direction where it brought in some other cultures into this Chinese production, like I hadn't seen before. But again, war movie based on somewhere in history, but that's probably the newest one. I think that was 2021. Oh my goodness, the lead cast, phenomenal. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. Just remind you, when you watch these Chinese costume dramas, or if you just want to sample them, check them out. But if you're a reader or writer, if you love movies or television productions, you're in the theater and media, and if you haven't sampled it, give it a try. But chances are you might just get hooked. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later.